What to talk about, huh? Talk about this love of the Father. That's what I'm going to talk about. Um, Man, I used to be a huge drug addict. Used to be really a destructive type of kid, individual. No remorse for anybody, really. Really just anger, self-hatred. Um, really just not liking life at all. So I did drugs from the time I was 16 to 20. Got into meth really heavily from about 18 to 20, and that's when my life started going down this path that I wish I didn't go down. But I felt like I had no hope. Just living crazy every day, just not sleeping a lot of the time, tormented by demons at night. Just crazy things happening in my life. Didn't grow up in the church at all. So I went about doing whatever I wanted to do, and I felt like when I was high that this void in my heart was better for a little bit, and then when I got off of it, it was about 10 times worse, and I had to get high again. So that was my crutch, is to get high, and I didn't care what kind of drugs it was. I wanted drugs that would keep me up a lot, because then I would not worry about my problems. So in and out of juvie jail, in and out of treatment, just didn't care about life. So I was on this lifestyle of just going down the wrong road. No one told me about Jesus really at all. So I decided when I was 20, I decided to go to this little Pentecostal church. And I knew the pastor because I was friends with her daughter growing up in high school, and I knew they wouldn't judge me in the state I was in, so I went there to test God and see what He was about, and see if, because that was my last option. I really was contemplating a lot of suicide every day, just suicide a lot. Upcoming to this 20 years of living, in my 20th year of living, I was contemplating a lot of suicide. So I went to this Pentecostal church, went to test God, and I was hit by worship. Never knew what worship was. They just started singing these beautiful songs, but it was not just songs, it was something attached to these songs that I didn't know about until now. I know it was the Spirit of God. But I was there, and I was just chilling by myself in the corner, just hands crossed. They came and prayed for me a little bit, but I didn't want that. I just wanted to test God. So I was sitting there, and worship started, and the closest thing I can describe is that I had my hands like this, just crossed, angry, bitter, and then as soon as the worship started, I'm looking around, and I just felt this wind kind of just come in the room, and it just hit me, and I just fell down, and I started crying, and I didn't even know why I was crying, but deep down inside of me something was going on, and I knew that this was real, and I knew that I just encountered the presence of God, and so He just started telling me about my life, and He was showing me these visions in my mind where He came and He protected me from this circumstance, and that He was there when my grandma died, and He was there when I almost died, and He was there when I was in jail, and He was crying whenever I was crying. And so He was showing me this radical love that He had towards me in this moment of time, and I had felt like I was out of my body. I felt like all my problems were being washed away, and He was saying, now is the time to give me your life, and we're going to do great things in this world together, and I love you, and you're my son, and I'm the father that you dreamed of, but I'm greater than that because I created you in my image and my likeness. And so I gave Him my life right there on April 26, 2009. And I got up out of worship, and I was really giggly, and I was really full, and I was really happy, and I felt like, it just felt like this new high I've never encountered before, and it was really good. He says in the presence of God there's fullness of joy. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there's liberty. It says in Ephesians 5:18, don't be drunk off of wine, but be filled with my Spirit. It's like His presence is so real and so powerful. And after that moment, I was kind of marked, so to speak, and I've been on this almost this 4-year journey with him, and I'm going to Bethel School Ministry, and I'm on this journey of knowing what it looks like to be in love with the one who loved us first. And it's this radical love, it's this fearless love, it's this love that you just want to give it away because you know where people are, because you used to be there, and you're like, hey, I got the keys to get out of this. And so, I've seen amazing things happen, and I just want to release the Father's love. How you perceive Him is how you release Him. If you perceive Him as joy, you're going to release Him as joy to people. If you perceive Him as love, you're going to release Him as love, And so it's like, I'm just in love with my Father, and I want others to fall in love with this love, because it will really change your life, and it will really give you a purpose in life, and you realize what you're supposed to do. And so so I just encourage you to be the son or daughter He created you to be, and just be lost in that love and release the kingdom everywhere you go, whether it's laying hands on the sick or just making someone laugh real quick or whatever you want to do. However you walk with Him, just walk with Him, because He's the greatest thing that you ever see.